Hello and welcome back to our Planet Coaster Harder Challenge Mode series. And boy, do I have a lot to bring you up to speed on. But let's get straight into it. If you remember from the last episode, I forgot to do lighting on Steel Eagle's station. So that's where we pick up. We go ahead and get the station set up. We get some of the queue set up as well. Just kind of finish off the whole area, and that doesn't take too long here to go through everything. But in the last episode, I mentioned I wanted to try and get another episode out in January, and here we are in February, and that obviously didn't happen. So unfortunately, after I put that out, that episode, I came down with COVID. Yes, it knocked me down. It wasn't as severe. I was very fortunate in that aspect. It did not. It didn't really impact me too much, but it was in my chest, and I couldn't talk for extended periods of time. I would have to cough or all kinds of different things. So, it just wasn't possible for me to sit and really focus and get out a quality episode. So here we are, what you're seeing now is actually footage that I recorded shortly after I put that out, right before I got COVID. So yeah, I was able to get a little bit done, but then it came to a grinding halt, and then that put me behind on my real life work. It's been a mad scramble to get caught back up on that, but enough of that. I do want to bring up the rules here for anyone new to the series. Basically, what we've done is we've gone through the challenge mode and we've set a few rules just to make it a little bit harder on ourselves. The first rule, and they're probably off the screen by now, but is we can't skip challenges. This hasn't been that big of an impact. I'm not really focusing on challenges yet. It's probably going to come at some point, but that'll impact us at some point here in the future. The next one is the maximum that we can charge for specific rides. So like we have transport rides where we can charge, we can't charge at all, basically. We have gentle rides where we can charge $10 maximum, track rides $15, thrill rides $15, and coasters $20. So we've got that all set up. That's not too heavily in this episode, but just for anyone new to the series. And then the last episode is if a ride reaches classic status, we can only charge 75% of what the normal prestige is. So basically what that means is the best way to get the maximum out of your ride is taking the prestige and dividing it by 35, and that will tell you the maximum that you can charge for that attraction. So this one also not too much of an impact because it's more of a scenery episode in terms of that aspect. So that definitely has impacted us in previous episodes, but nothing too much here because we add one new attraction, but it's really not much of anything. It's a transport ride, so we can't charge anything, so it doesn't make any difference. So, but anyway, on to what we're doing in the actual time lapse. We are redoing the entrance finally, and I really wanted this to have a city vibe to it. We got the cityscape biome, and with a city type theme park, you're gonna see some like tall gates and things like that. It might be right up against a road, which this it has a road going through, and you can see I've already put the crosswalk in and everything. But I was really trying to figure out how am I going to make this so that it blends in. That's also a challenge. That's an unexpected challenge in challenge parks. When you start a challenge park, it has one spawn point and one gate. And they come in on a very small path, and then typically you would just say, all right, that's my entrance, and then expand after that. Well, I don't want to do that. I want this to look somewhat realistic. So trying to come up with a way to do that, I pushed the gate that actually signifies in game that guests have entered the park. I pushed that all the way back in the tunnel as far as I could, and we'll hide that in a future episode. And then I'm making this faux gate with a lot of the same tricks with the fences, the brick walls that I used around our planter on the very top corner of the screen. So we put a lot of time into this, trying to find something that looks good. It looks pretty basic at the moment, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And I think it gives us a base for what we can really work on in the future. So, the idea is just kind of a minimalistic gate with not a lot of space. We are going to get turnstiles in, and I do use Theme Maker Toolkit items. And again, for people that are new to the series, I restricted myself earlier on that I could not use Theme Maker Toolkit items or DLC items until I fully unlocked everything through research, which I have done in the last episode. So I'm pretty much free to use whatever I want at this point, and boy does that make me happy. I don't plan to use a lot of Theme Maker Toolkit items, but there are going to be some pieces that they're so much better with TMTK that it's a no-brainer to use it. So yeah, I mean, fonts. I went through the Steam Workshop and found a ton of different fonts just by searching fonts, letters, things like that, and making sure that Theme Maker Toolkit tag was selected down on Steam. And that just comes up with a bunch. It's just pages of different people who created fonts or uploaded fonts that look great in the game. So and it doesn't cost a ton of pieces for piece count, and so far it doesn't look like it looks like they're good quality, so they're not really going to impact performance. And I do want to keep an eye on our piece count and performance. And you can see here, this is actually before I went and got more of the fonts, because I'm using one of the few fonts that I already had downloaded. And as much as I love that font, it's not big enough, so we need to change it up here. So and just like that, we switched into months down the road here. Not months, weeks down the road, where I have now downloaded a new font. It is a little bit bigger, and it seems to fit on this gate. And like I said, it's a city park, so it's got these tall gates. It's got a big sign to try and hide that gate, if you will. And then from there, it's me trying to figure out how am I going to make this very two-dimensional style gate, because there's just not a lot of space at the beginning of a challenge park. How am I going to make it look interesting? And I try a whole bunch of different things. I try, and I actually keep a lot of this. I keep, it's like the Steel Eagle station trim. That was way too large. Holy cow. And then, how am I going to make it so it says welcome? I like the idea of having the different size squares there just to kind of break it up a little bit. Obviously, it's Matford Park, so we have to keep the colors to the logo, which it's really only going to be the front gate that we're going to have that. Once we get past the front gate and like the front little plaza area, we'll move away from those colors. We're not just gonna say, everything needs to be these colors. We're not gonna do that. So we do switch out the squares and make them a little more subtle. We obviously have a different font here, and then using the faux coaster track I thought that was kind of like a nice touch that I didn't expect. Uh, and then, of course, if you remember the mostly average park that was done on my old computer, we use these arches in that main gate, and that one came out really well. And I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do that, but I don't really have much to go with, and there's not much in game that I could do to kind of, unless I was really going to go above and beyond, which I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because I don't think it's that important. We're not going to look at it a whole lot, but I thought it did a good job to make it look interesting, make it look not square, and it was simple. So that was very important to me. We do duplicate a whole bunch of stuff. We switch it around, and then I think we put "come back soon" on the end, just to thank the guests that did come to the park, as you would see it like a Disney park or something like that. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out. Using the half circles, I think created a nice little backdrop for the words there for the "come back soon" and the welcome, and then just adding these faux track pieces that are typically hard to use anywhere else, but you know what? It kind of looks like the top of a building, so like the trim on a building, like if it wants to be fancy. So we go ahead and we duplicate that over to the other side, get that all taken care of, and yeah, we are looking solid for our main gate. But we're not done there. From here, you can see the idea that we're going to have a road there, and the brick is going to be a crosswalk. We quickly jump into how can we just line the road here. And really, for whatever reason, this terrain did not want to be flat. I have no idea why. I could not get it to be flat. I know, like, sometimes when the path's nearby, it won't work, but there was nothing that I could do to make this path be flat, this ground be flat, and I struggled all the way through. We do part of the parking lot later. It didn't matter. The terrain was just going to be annoying all the way through. So anyway, we just manage with what it is. Again, it's not super important that it looks perfect because we're never going to spend time out here. So we just say it's good enough, move on, and start getting in some of our detail here. I love the bushes with these wooden fences around them, kind of make it look like it's a little planter type thing. We get a ton of those in here, and you can see I duplicated over to the other side. We duplicate those a little bit later too, but we focus on some lighting, getting that taken care of. And then oddly enough, these little lights kind of look like the poles that you would see at a place like this that would prevent vehicles from getting into that area. So of course we had to use them. I thought they look good, and so we just go ahead and take that. We get some sci-fi lights in here to simulate some lighting. We do have to use the area lights to make it actually bright down there, and honestly it might be a little bit too much, but I wasn't too concerned about it. Again, we're not going to look at it too much. We do add some Ghostbuster floodlights because they seem to be really good for just lightly lighting an area, if that makes sense. We get in a viewpoint for people to look at the sign because why wouldn't you want to look at the sign? Or you come in, you want to take a picture saying, "Hey, I'm there," and then we randomly say, "You know what? Let's go ahead and add a restaurant." And it's Bear Paw Eats. If any of you paid attention to my old series on my old computer, in the Mostly Average Park again, this was one of the buildings that we built. And I'll go ahead and link the video in the description, but this was one of my favorite videos, and you can see I had to save and restart because it did not work the way I wanted to. So I really love the way this video turned out. I love the branding on it. It was one of the first times I've tried to make branding, so I was really excited, and then to lose that, I felt like it deserved better. So fortunately, I had put it up in the workshop, which you can find in my workshop, so we'll make sure we get that link in the description as well. But I wanted it more. I thought this would be a good place for it. It gets a little close to Crankshaft, but I think we were able to sort it out and get a good location in here for Bear Paw Eats, and it's popular. It gets quite a few people coming. It balances out the food in the park, which is really nice, and I think it all kind of works out pretty well. We do everything to try and make it look like the original Bear Paw Eats and the Mostly Average Park. So once we get that in, we finally get back to our entrance, and you can see now I have downloaded the Theme Maker Toolkit turnstiles, which we go ahead and add that in. We do add a little gate because you would see that at parks like this for anyone in a wheelchair, stroller, anything like that. And the idea is those gates would swing open. Obviously, we don't have those gates in game, so we just have to pretend that those would swing open. We do add some animatronics to just kind of add a little bit of realism, even though they have a pole coming out their butt. Yeah, it is what it is. You can only do so much. On the right side, we kind of, the idea is that would be the entrance. The left side would be the exit, so we end up switching those people facing the opposite direction. But because of the way they're built, depending on the park flow, we could use either, or we could add or remove from both sides. So at this point, we're trying to block out some of the buildings here. We're going over to the side because it's going to be the area of the parking garage, or parking lot, not parking garage. I'm not building a parking garage, that is way too much. We set up a ton of information kiosks and then fire all of the staff accordingly, because we're not actually going to operate these, at least not at first. Maybe we will at some point, but trying to figure out how I want to do the path, that was a struggle. I couldn't get it to line up properly. And you can even see there, the terrain didn't want to work right with me. So, but anyway, the idea is there's going to be like a little bus or drop-off area. Nothing significant. I originally was going to throw the tram in there to try and get that, but it just didn't work. And then I said, you know what, let's just go behind the wild blue here and get the tram in here. You know, 3-car tram, that would be just fine. We go ahead and level out the entire area. I go over it about 19 different times because reasons. It was being a pain. So we do a simple loop for the tram. We don't do any theming for that at all. We do get the path set up and things like that, so it doesn't take too much here to go through, but we do change how we do the queue and everything, and we'll still probably change that again. For whatever reason, it doesn't start on the ground, and that drives me up a wall, but there's only so much you can do with Planet Coaster, so we'll have to hide those curbs as much as we can, which we will. we go back, we would obviously have a path that goes all the way down that people could walk if they wanted to. And then we kind of block out where we're going to have our parking structure or parking lot. Uh, I originally thought, you know what, maybe I could just have like a crosswalk that's going to go all the way through here. That brick that you see there, that is something that I would consider like people would drive across. So I was going to try and break it up in between sections, so be it would be consistent with everything. But it wasn't going to work out that way. So anyway, now you get to see another one of the things that I have on the Steam Workshop. This is just a perpendicular parking lot set, all made out of art shapes, including the handicap symbol there. And I have a grid beam, a beam that's on the grid underneath, so you can highlight those pieces and easily just plop them into place. And you can see how quickly I made that, and obviously it was sped up for the time lapse, but it really didn't take that long either. So we get everything set up pretty quickly. We get another walkway on the other side, which I don't mention this in the live portion, but I'm gonna have to find a way to fill the other side of that that walkway. So if you guys have any good buildings or city buildings, I'm really looking for city buildings for this to try and keep with the theme. Please feel free to let me know, and I can start adding in some of your buildings. It's not a very big spot. I think it's like 2 tiles deep that we have to work with, so maybe you can get away with 2.5. I'll have to double check that in the next episode. I certainly forgot about that in the live portion of this one. But, you know, if you have buildings that you think would work well for the park that we could kind of just slide in here, please let me know. Put the link in the description, or put the link in the comments. You can't put anything in my description. And I'll take a look at them, see if they fit, and then we'll try and get them in for you, and I'll note which ones I'm putting in. So anyway, we are putting in some lights for the road and the sidewalk, and honestly, you know, I really only focused on the one side. I wasn't too concerned about the side near the exit there. But we do get a ton of lights in. We also get security cameras in, and that's going to cost us a lot of money. And for whatever reason, I could not put the cameras in correctly. I kept putting them in angled a little bit, and then I would count wrong, and then I was a mess. But yeah, so we got pretty much everything going on here. Now it's just time to do a little bit more detailing. We add an extra line over here by the tram. We will obviously tidy that up as well in a future episode, but I didn't want to do too much about a parking lot in this episode. That would just be way too much. But we take our bush, our hedges, whatever you want to call, we duplicate them for the pathway, and then we get more of our lights in there. So we are quickly wrapping up the time-lapse portion. We have a hefty live portion today, so I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you over there. So welcome to the live portion of today's video, and we didn't do a whole lot today. We took care of some necessary things and some things that I wanted to get taken care of. So what we're looking at is the brand new entrance to the park, which I think came out pretty nice. I wanted to kind of have this city feel, so it'd be like a city park type thing. So it's got the gates and everything to not let anyone in. The actual turnstiles are TMTK items, so I thought they looked really good compared to the ones that would take a bunch of art shapes and whatnot. So We went ahead with those. We got some people. This would be the exit, so that's why they're kind of facing the wrong way. Um, but these big gates, they would close when the park is closed and kind of keep everyone out. We got the same exact thing over here, but this would be more of the entrance at this time, so it'll let people in. Now, both of these would be, you could switch them. So, like if it was opening, you could just have everything open to enter the park, or if it was closing to get everyone out, you could switch them around so that people could come out. And the idea with these gates here is that they would swing open for strollers and whatnot. I didn't think I needed to go into too much detail with those, so just the gate will suffice for that. We also got this road that comes through here, and then this road would kind of be like a owned by the park itself. So if we zoom all the way down here, at some point I will go ahead and make like a tunnel that'll kind of end where that road goes. We got a very tiny parking lot. I did not want to do too much of a parking lot because then it takes up a lot of space. But you know, it's yeah, it's way too small. But I don't really care because I don't want to do a full parking lot. So yeah, there we are. We also have like little things so you can see where you turn in at. And then obviously the poles to prevent vehicles from going where they're not supposed to. Same with that. And we'll tidy this area up as well. Um, but I wanted to save that for another episode because this building in this area is going to take quite a bit of time. Uh, we also got a tram now uh, that is just like a parking lot tram. So I'll just take you from one to the other. And I'm surprised the guests are actually using it. There is nothing down here. I doubt this will do anything whatsoever, but you know, it's a nice little touch, even for a small parking lot like this. It is quite a bit of distance that this covers, so that's kind of nice. The other thing that we did in this episode, uh, if you've watched some of my older series that was on my old computer where I did a challenge park walkthrough, I did a built this building, Paw Eats, and you know, I like it so much that I didn't want to leave it just kind of disappear and go to the wayside. So I brought that over from this building. I linked it in this description of the video where I actually built it, which was pretty interesting because I did a couple branding type items in there as well, where I think I made Bubbles, like the picture of Bubbles the bear, which maybe he'll come back too. We'll see. I was pretty happy with that. So, yeah, I thought it fit really nicely in here. It gives us whoa, sorry for that. It gives us another food location. So we got a pizza pen and a pip shot juice. So that's pretty nice. We got a few things there, and we also have bathrooms and another staff building around the back. So that seems to look pretty nice in the location that it is. This will obviously get done up at some point, but that's probably pretty far in the future here. We are going to have to address this area at some point coming up here, and yeah, I think this is starting to take shape here a little bit, and yeah, not too much else to go over. I'm trying to make the videos a little bit shorter, so uh, yeah, we have that. So the next thing that we want to do is if we pull up our HUD, we want to go through our management features, and the first part with our overview, everything's looking good. Happiness 97%, staff happiness 96%, and we're gonna kind of adjust that here a little bit. All green stuff. This park is great. Steel Eagle is a really good value. Everything's a really good value. Daniel Pospichal is the best. Nice. Most profitable ride is a scissor, which is crazy. Most profitable shop facility is the Steel Eagle gift shop. If people don't want to wait that long, that's fine. I don't care. You, you don't need to wait. Marketing research, we're done with that, so we don't need to worry about any of that, which is why we're using the theme maker toolkit items. Yeah, so that's all looking good. Finances. This is where we're going to start to spend a little bit more money monthly. So our rides and ticket sales, that's all looking really good. Steel Eagle is doing great for us, which is fantastic to see. We're making most of our money with rides and tickets. At some point, we will charge a park entrance ticket, and you can see that I have built uh, priority pass sale booths, and we built a lot of them. So that's going to cost us a lot of money, and we're not going to make a lot of money off of those. So that's exciting. Um, Shops and facilities, we're still making money here, which that will dissipate once we open these up. So we're not going to open all of them, but we will open a few of them here. Um, Not in this episode, though. We do have good shop sales, the shop and facility running cost. So, as long as we're making a profit there, I think that is good. We're going to shift to this one because the month just changed. Our park management, this is where we're losing most of our money. The scenery running cost is pretty high, which I did not know that, but that's probably because I added a whole bunch of lights. I added a whole bunch of cameras. So it is what it is. Our staff wages also probably went up because we added Paw Eats. Yeah, profit, still making a profit, so that's good. Construction costs, that doesn't really matter all that much, and other cash, that doesn't really matter. So we are looking pretty good. What is this? Let's. Okay, cash flow went down really far in August of 59. Nothing. Oh, construction costs. Yes. Okay, that all makes sense. Grass, don't care about those. Research doesn't matter. We're all done with that. Marketing, not too concerned about that yet, but we might mess around with that at some point here. Our staff. So, whoa, he's got a high. That is interesting. Okay, Burl. Uh, let's just go down the list here. We got Daniel Pospichal and Kay Dancer roaming around, having the time of their lives. And if you want to be featured in the channel, please make sure to let me know in the comments. I will, whatever you want to be. You want to be a Captain Lockjaw, you want to be a King Coaster, you want to be a janitor, you want to be a mechanic, security guard, anything, just let me know. You can choose one color if I can recolor. And I'll try and find a way to get you in here. We'll definitely get you in. The color is the only thing that's a little iffy, depending on if I have the option to recolor. But let me know in the comments, and I'll go ahead and add you in here. I typically read off every name every episode. So, and Daniel Pospichal and Kate Ansher, they are doing so great. They get a lot of recognition from the in-park guests, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, so nothing too crazy to change here. We don't need to train up because their workload is good. Our janitors, we got nothing too crazy going on here. These are just in-game janitors. They're all happy, normal workload. This will be a little bit interesting with the parking garage because we'll have to hire, or parking lot, because we'll have to hire someone to cover that area, and there's not going to be much going on there. So we'll see how that goes. Our vendors. Okay, this is where everything. Whoa, Rusty Gooch, what a name! Why? That's a in-game name that came through, Rusty Gooch. All right. Anyway, we got Goku over 9,000. Just having at it, being a free roamer, doing everything that is needed. Maritza Robertson, you need a little bit of training here. So let's go ahead and we'll get you trained up here. Newton, that's fine. Raina Wagoner, you are up to 4 and you are still... Wow. Okay. So we'll get you up here, trained up. Daphne Fraley, your workload is normal, so we're not too concerned about you. Roberta Beach, you are new, so... Oh, no, wait. Daphne, all of a sudden. Let's go ahead and train up here. So, Roberta Beach... no, wait, I did this wrong. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. We'll also get you trained up here. Rusty Gooch, I think we're going to need to train you too. So we don't want to go too crazy. We're still going to have some people that are pretty low level, but I think it's pretty necessary. I don't think I've been getting anything where like shops have been empty for an extended period of time, so I don't think I need to hire anyone. Typically when oh, what is going on there? Big jam up. Typically when I add 2 new shops, I'd add a third shop attendant, but I don't think that's necessary because we have Goku over 9,000 free roaming, doing whatever he needs to do. And yeah, this is looking good. So theoretically, we have, how many shops do we have? We have 1, 2, well, those are vending machines. 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like there's a... Maybe that's... Oh, no, that goes to a small attraction. So we have 5. We have 5 shops, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, so that kind of makes sense. We don't really need much that we need to worry about for that. If we did 1, 2, 3, because this is a lot closer to the staff building. So I mean, we'd have 4, and then we'd have 3 out here, which that would make sense. So maybe we'll... What is this? No. The American Arrow. Let's see here. Okay, so this gets all of this. I feel like we need to... Oh god, I broke it. Let's just go ahead and take that out. We don't need that. We don't want that. Take that out. Take that out. You know what? Just this whole thing here. And that should cover everything that is needed there. Yeah, I'm pretty content with that. Alright, so the American Arrow, so that's going to cover that, and then our entrance. Alright, so this is going to be a lot here. Alright, so that got all that. It didn't catch anything there. I think we're good for that, so we'll save it. And the reason... Yeah, so like I said earlier, the reason that we want this associated here is because it's so much closer for them to use this, what's it called? The staff building, that thing. That's what it's called. Alright, so let's see if we can... Alright, so these guys we don't care, they can free roam. Main entrance, American Arrow, free roaming, that's fine. Alright. Now this is the part. So Corky, so they're gonna need the American Arrow, Corky's, the American Arrow, free roaming. Let's put... Oh man. I feel like they have a lot there. Steel Eagle Gift Shop, main entrance. Corky's. Gonna arrow. Let's do main entrance for Goku. Main entrance. Main entrance. And that should be good. So we got one person that's needing to be trained up here, so that's fine. We got high. Alright, we'll do it. We just have to be careful not to overtrain people, because then that'll cost us a lot of money. And I kind of think I'm on the way to doing that, so we might just have to tell people to suck it up. Alright, so we got that. Of course, as soon as I do that, but that's fine. That's because of the training. I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, I was going to say, where are my mechanics? This guy's low, and he is into main entrance, so free roaming. I like Burl, so let's do not 1985, 195. We'll see how he does with that to get a little bit more training so he can finish things a little bit quicker. I mean, he's getting everything for the park because he's like our manager, Burl. So, Edmund, you're not doing anything. That's why you don't have any training. Marcelino, Kenny, you've got some of the bigger rides, so we need you to have a little bit more training, so that's fine. Security guards, this is one where we just train up all the way. We got Nocturo 1, who is basically one of the leaders here. Tyrone Morrissey is a Plinko leader, I guess. So that is good. We got good split here. Yeah, so our security is actually doing pretty good, so I'm not too concerned about that. Staff building, what is this one? Oh, this is better. Whoa. Okay, and that'll all fit. I'll take it. Alright, so that one's got PR course. I feel like this should be a security office. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that security office. We'll go staff PR course here, so it'll cost us a little bit more money, but that's okay. I don't see any. No wait, this did not. Security office confirm. That's fine. Let's also add so that one more person can stay in there. I don't like seeing them maxed out, but I don't want to raise it too much because then it gets really expensive really quickly. So, alright, so I think we are good on staff. Our guests, we got 30% adult groups, 27% teens, and 43% families. So that's okay. Average total spend. The adult groups spend the most, and they also spend a good chunk of time, but the families spend the most amount of time. The teens get bored quick. So, hopefully, in a future episode, we'll be addressing that and working towards our next big attraction. But right now, we have 100% happiness, so it's hard to complain with that. 74% energy, hunger's an issue, thirst is an issue. Toilet, not too bad. Nausea is fine. So all that's good. This all looks busy, so that's fine. I don't have enough money. Well, there is an ATM over here, so go get yourself some more money. K Dancer is the best. Daniel Pospital is the best. Yeah, these are all looking just fine. It sucks that the juice at Paw Eats is, holy moly, it is hopping there. So we might need to look at adding some more food items here, which I do expect to do. I mean, we have the front of the park here, so we're gonna need a whole bunch of food. So We'll probably be doing that here in the next few episodes. But yeah, you never know. I don't want to expand too fast. Our attractions, uh, Wild Blue's losing a ton of money. What's your... Yeah, let's go ahead and request refurbishment here. The Whirly Rig is doing just fine. That is on its last leg here, so, well, it'll be moved. It won't necessarily be destroyed or sold. Scissor is looking just fine. I don't see a need to request the refurbishment right now, so that is good. Steel Eagle, yeah, you're getting close. You know what? Let's do it. I'll request that refurbishment because we'll make more money. $5,000. That is insane. Carousel, you're fine. We don't need to do anything with you. Crankshaft, you know what? You're close. So let's just do it. We'll lose a bunch of money, but that's fine. And then the parking tram that we got, this is always going to lose money. So one of the rules that we have is the transport is always going to be $0. This, in this setting, because it's for the parking lot, is going to always be a transport ride. So it is $0 that we can charge for it, which is a little annoying, but we'll worry about the colors in a future episode. Train speed. It is painfully slow. Let's go ahead and let's just move this up to 10. That'll at least speed it up a little bit. If we go into our stations here, we went to, let's do 3/4 load. We're not going to have a minimum. We'll say this is 300 because that's crazy. And then we don't want to block the station. So if another train comes in behind, this one will say, okay, it's time to leave, and go and let the other train sit there, or the tram sit there, I guess. So that is good. Do I need to worry about this? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I'm that concerned about it. Unfortunately, Burl is going to be the only one that can fix that at the moment, but you know, that's fine. It is what it is. Let's get back to... is there a way for me to move back to the other ones? Nope. Okay, so let's go here. Parking lot. So this is going to be the same thing. So we're going to make this 3/4 load. No minimum wait time. 300 seconds, and don't block station. And then, like I said, colors and everything like that we'll worry about in the future. That's all looking good. So you can see this one came in. That one said, you know what, it's time to leave. So got out of here. This one will do the same thing once we get here. While we're waiting, we'll just... Oh, multiple thefts reported in the park. Security has been notified. That's tragic. It's alright, we'll catch them. So this one came in as soon as it hit the station. That one's shut its doors and moving out, and this one's moving in. So even though there's not a lot of people riding it, we are looking good on that front. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff so far. Our shops, vending machines are 50-50. We are going to lose. We'll rename all this stuff too. This is unstaffed. Oh, now it's open. So that was good. It's crazy that we got a bunch of green in here. That is exciting to actually make some money. Steel Eagle gift shop, $960 in 1 month selling balloons. That is absurd. People are like, this is the location that we hit this because it's right out the exit. People were walking by, say, I want a balloon. They go grab one. And yeah, that is good money that we're making there for a gift shop. So we'll have to do that. Multiple shops are very busy. That's an awesome notification to get. Our facilities, yeah, we're going to lose money on these. That's fine. It is what it is. Small attractions, hey, we're making a little bit of money with the Steel Eagle Crane game, and that's also in this location over here, which I haven't been super successful with that, with crane games. So, you lost money, which means I made money. Alright. Let's see if they make money, or, well, if I make money, if they lose, or are they going to win? Oh, there goes, and... Well, damn it. Alright, well, they won that round. Whatever. There's Daniel Pospichal walking around. Captain Lockjaw. Hotels we don't have. Restaurants we don't have. Everything else is good, and then this obviously is just places to take pictures. So, our security management, we got 4 pickpocket victims, and wow, can you believe that? We just caught one that resolved 4. That is fantastic. So, a lot of pickpockets. I mean, this game is a little crazy with the amount of pickpockets. I don't know if this is how it is in real life, but man, that's a lot. We only have a staff of 4, but I think that's fine. We added a ton of security cameras, so the monthly running cost for security cameras is going to be insane, and that's because we've added 2 at the front here, and let's just go ahead and minimize or close that out. We got 2 at the front here at this crosswalk, which isn't going to be really much of a crosswalk. It's just going to be a place to walk. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way down the parking lot, and that's just for a little peace of mind for the people using our parking lot. So, yeah, that is a lot. Security cameras are expensive in this game, but we're going to need them because the bigger this park gets, the more pickpockets we're going to have. And we've eclipsed 1,000 guests, which is a lot of fun. So, yeah, you can see this is obviously not very busy down here anymore. We have a lot of people walking around here. Scissors line is way too long for a scissor, but you know, people really like that in this game. So, yep, and it fills up fast, I believe. Yeah, just people running, trying to get on as quickly as they can. And I think it's full, and it barely moved at all. So that's a little concerning. But you know what? We're making a ton of money, so what do I care? You know, let's check out over here. Check out Corky's Courtyard Barbecue. Yeah, that's not as busy as I was hoping, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We will probably need to evaluate what uniforms our staff is going to wear. Actually, we already have that, so let's get the vendor up here. We have to make sure that everyone's wearing the same. And honestly, this can be the exact same as Corky's Courtyard Barbecue. So, let's see here. Vendors. Maritza, you got it. Newton got it. Goku, you have your own, but I don't think you gave me colors, so we don't have that. Fine. Good. And then the last 2, I think here, we are going to have to change. So we got that, pink, and that. So that's good. And then Rusty. Rusty, you are an interesting individual, so there we go. Resting at the staff building. So we got all that set up now. We didn't hire anyone else, so that's multiple thefts again. Man. I almost want to try and catch some myself, but there's so many people in here. I can take parking tram to save time and go really far away. I love Can't Answer. Nice. Oh, this guy looks suspicious. Nope. Okay. What about this person? Queue for Wild Blue. What a great place. I've run out of money. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? We're not going to find anyone, so I need to get not get distracted on that. Security, yes. All of this is great. We've been repairing objects very quickly, which is awesome. Our special effects, nothing too crazy here. We're going to add music at some point, but not right now. TV screens. I don't even know. Where did I add TV screens? Oh, in... okay, that makes sense. For like the food place. So, to kind of advertise for it. So, yeah, we are pretty much done with this episode. I do hope you enjoyed it, and you know, I know it's kind of a weird episode because we just kind of did a whole bunch of random stuff and not really anything too crazy, but I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you saw something I could have done better, let me know in the comment section. And if you want to see some more awesome Planet Coaster content, please subscribe to my channel. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later!